This is Indiana in the Morning, presented by First Commonwealth Bank here on the Voice of Indiana County, WCCS 101.1 FM and AM 1160. Time now for our interview segment, as always, sponsored by Marcus & Mack, a law firm representing injured people. And, of course, with schools getting ready to get underway for the year, one school that's getting ready as well is ICTC. And joining us right now is Mike McDermott of ICTC. Mike, how you doing this morning?
I'm doing well. Thank you so much, Josh. It's a pleasure to be here.
Pleasure to have you here. And we should mention as well that if you want to watch this interview, you can join us on Facebook Live on the WCCS Facebook page. So, Mike, it's getting down to the wire, isn't it?
Absolutely. We're preparing for the start of another school year. We begin our teacher in service this coming Monday, and the 25th, Wednesday, is our first day of class at ICTC.
So August 25th, and that, of course, coinciding with everybody's schedules, because ICTC, very different, not the traditional school where kids come in there and they get their reading, writing, and arithmetic. This is in addition to what those students get every day, of course.
Absolutely. We serve students in grades 10 through 12. We're considered an elective course from the sending schools. Obviously, they take their academic courses at their sending school, and then they come to ICTC for their technical programming of their choice.
And the technical programs, I mean, back when I was in there, I mean, the main programs that I was thinking of that were shown whenever I toured ICTC, of course, this was back in like 1997. I'm dating myself. This was including like masonry and electrical work, and there was also cosmetology being offered. Obviously, those programs are there, but it's grown to amazing things to include digital broadcast production, many other programs as well.
Correct. We have 13 programs currently operating. We're actually starting a new program that students don't actually enroll and come to ICTC to participate. We're working cooperatively with the sending schools for seniors. It's called a Diversified Occupations. That's our effort to make career choices in Indiana County more of an awareness for our students in our sending schools, and possibly give them an opportunity to reach out to those businesses and industry and get some students some firsthand experience in an area that they may have, they believe that they're interested in, but want to get a firsthand look at those businesses before they make a commitment to what their future plans will be.
At first, this sounded like it was a career prep class, but now this is more like a more broader look into a career. Well,
many times, Josh, we find that students making a decision when they're in 10th grade sometimes is a difficult task to ask them to do. And they go through their schooling or their educational career track, and they discover that, hey, I really don't have a clear direction. I'm really not quite sure what my next step is going to be. So we're hoping that this Diversified Occupations program, that we can work collaboratively with our sending schools and assist some of those students that in their senior year, they just need some assistance making a choice of what their next step will be.
Right. So you mentioned that as one of the new programs. Are there any other new programs this year?
No, our other 13 programs we've had established for quite some time at ICTC. Our welding program is extremely well enrolled year after year. Our machining program is growing immensely, and our HVAC program has grown in student participation to the point that this year we've hired a instructional assistant in that room to assist those students in their program.
That's pretty cool to see some of those programs coming through to a great success in that regard.
Absolutely. We're entering a time economically where you constantly hear that there are jobs available, and the need for skilled, trained, certified individuals is growing daily. And at ICTC, we take great pride in that the students, obviously our goal is to have them graduate high school, but we want a little bit more for them. We want them to leave with a skill set. We want them to leave with certifications and documentations that says, hey, I can enter the workforce at a slightly higher than entry-level position and immediately be employed and immediately help businesses and industry in the area.
Okay, let's now take a look at the health and safety plan for this year. Many of the schools, as you've probably have heard, are going with a masks optional approach, unless it's on the school bus where the federal mandate is still in effect. So what's going to happen at ICTC?
Well, we're going to follow suit as well. Our sending schools have adopted the model of masking being voluntarily. ICTC will do the same. Obviously, if the CDC, Department of Health, or Pennsylvania Department of Education issues mandates, then obviously we'll follow those mandates. So that direction could change based upon what comes out of different departments and what we're required to do. However, at this time, masking will be optional. Because we have students coming and going from ICTC throughout the day on buses, obviously we'll help the sending schools monitor the masking on the buses. We'll have masks available at ICTC to assist the students that may need them. Our goal, obviously, is to provide a safe, comfortable environment for all of our students. So we're going to emphasize social distancing. We're going to emphasize disinfecting the equipment in the program areas as we operate and transfer classes in and out, and obviously just personal hygiene and hand washing and so forth.
That's got to be tough for some of the more hands-on programs, such as the Culinary Academy or the Cosmetology program. In those cases where people might interact with the public more often than, say, the masonry or the welding program.
Absolutely. We're sensitive to the fact that when we interact with others, especially visitors from outside of our building, that we have to be a little more protective. So we'll have masks available. Obviously, we have gloves and protective equipment that assist us in that manner. So anytime that we interact with others or that we're transferring, one object, whether that be food or a service, from one person to another, we're sensitive to the fact that we have to be socially distanced. We have to provide a level of cleanliness and so forth. So we make great efforts to do our best to remain operating on a daily basis without the interruptions of COVID-19.
We're talking with Mike McDermott of ICTC this morning as the school's getting ready to get back into session for the fall semester, just like all the other schools in Indiana County. Their first day for students, August 25th, and we've been talking about some of the measures that they've been taking to make sure that everything stays safe as far as COVID-19 is concerned, and they announced that they are also going with a masks optional approach for the school year. So, Mike, the complex itself has seen a lot of activity over the last year with the new neighbors going in, the environmental facility, the county environmental facility going on out there. Also, the Westmoreland County Community College and Challenger Station going on out there. It's been busy.
Absolutely. If you haven't visited ICTC's campus in quite some time, I invite you just to take a leisurely drive and go about our parking area. You'll see a large predominant structure, which is going to be the new home of the Westmoreland County Community College base here in Indiana County. And then also on the left side of that structure is the home of the Challenger Learning Center. You'll also notice a structure as you come up the drive. A very beautiful building, the Indiana Conservation District's new home. They've occupied that building now for probably a little over 6 or 7 months. We've partnered with them already in educational endeavors in our summer camps and different programming. So we're enjoying our new neighbor that's occupying the space down at the Conservation District, and we look forward to the day when Westmoreland County Community College occupies their building, which I believe is targeted for the second half of the school year or the second semester.
Okay.
But I don't want to speak for Westmoreland, but I believe that's the target date. And then obviously the Challenger Learning Center look forward to the day when we see the buses pull in and the students get off and able to enjoy that experience as well.
Both the Westmoreland County Community College and the Challenger Center have been longtime projects on a lot of people's wish lists here in Indiana County. So to finally see those come to fruition, it's got to be quite heartening. Plus, it's making that whole area, along with the Conservation District and ICTC, to be a true educational hub for Indiana County that a lot of people will be coming into.
Absolutely. Once upon a time, not too long ago, when you came up the drive, you were coming to the campus for one reason, and that was to come to ICTC.
Right.
Now we have a variety of buildings and different programming. So we are planning to be a hub of activity in the county and awareness of all the opportunities that are here in Indiana County, business-wise, educational-wise, and then obviously on the conservation. And Indiana County is a beautiful county, so the Conservation District fits right in with us.
Mike, I think we could talk for a long time on this, but we are running up close to the top of the hour. But I wanted to say thank you again for coming in this morning here on Indiana in the Morning, and I hope everything runs smoothly for the start of the school year.
I appreciate it. Thanks so much. Always a pleasure.
Always a pleasure. Thanks again. Mike McDermott of ICTC joining us here on Indiana in the Morning, presented by First Commonwealth Bank on WCCS 101.1 FM and AM 1160. Our interviews presented